Hello everyone, my name is Kirti and I am an assistant professor in ITM. Today I am going to discuss the concept of investment of funds and this is part 16. Investment of funds. While calculating premium, it has been assumed that the accumulated premiums are invested. The funds are invested to earn at least assumed rate of interest. The needs of investment of funds are given in brief. So basically, see, when the insurer accumulated the premium from the policyholder or the insured, then they do not keep that fund or that premium idle. They just invested that money in some securities which is approved by IRDA to earn assumed rate of interest so that later on they can use that money to provide the maturity amount or provide the contingency amount at death, right? Move to needs of investment. Number one is payment of claim. So the first and most important obligation of the insurer is to pay the amount of claims whenever they arise. So insurer is getting a substantial amount in form of premiums and has to preserve them for payment later on. To keep such amount idle will be a failure on the part of the insurer who is expected to invest them on behalf of the policyholder. Second is to avoid financial deficit. If funds are not invested, the total income of the insurer will fall short of its requirements for meeting its commitments because a particular rate of interest on its investment has been assumed while calculating the rate of premium. If funds are not invested and interest are not earned, it would be an underestimation of its future liability, which proved disastrous at the time of higher mortality. Next is national interest. So a huge fund of the society is taken by the insurer in the form of premium. Therefore, it is essential for the insurer to invest the funds for the economic development of the nation. Now move to sources of funds. So a huge fund of the society is taken by the insurer in the form of premium. Therefore, it is required for the insurance to invest that funds for the economic development of the nation. So sources of funds includes these. Number one is premium. The main source of the fund is the premium collected by the insurer. The premium may be single premium, level premium or annuity consideration. The excess of this premium over the needed premium for meeting claims expenses is the source of fund. Next is interest. So the second source of fund is the excess interest earned over the assumed rate of interest. The assumed rate are lesser than the actual rate in most of the cases. In reverse, the funds will decline. Next is capital gain. So funds obtained from the sale of share capital and debentures are included under capital gains. Next is saving in expenses. Saving in expense loading, bonus loading or mortality saving are also contributing to the funds of the insurer. Next is non-payment of claim. In pure endowment or term insurance, the claim may not arise, therefore the premium paid for such benefits are saved. Sometimes in certain cases, the claimants do not come for the payment at all. Therefore, the saved money also form a part of the funds of insurer. Now move to principle of insurance. So the canons of investment are safety, profitability, liquidity, diversification and increasing of life business. Number one is safety. So the primary purpose of investment is to not to earn maximum profit but to maintain a complete security. Therefore, speculative investment involving possibility of large profit or large losses are not suitable for life insurance funds. On account of trusteeship status, the insurer should invest the fund only in sound channels. Security of principal amount is more important consideration. Therefore, in India, the investment regulations are made whereby the life insurer is required to invest at least 50% of his control funds in government securities. Safety includes safety of principal amount and interest thereon. It means that the principal and interest must not fall below the expected level at any time. This principle is the keystone of investment. Second is profitability. The insurer must earn at least the assumed rate of interest, otherwise he will suffer loss. The investment should be made in such securities which yield the highest return consistent with the principle of safety. The insurer can reduce his future premium by earning higher interest and therefore will be able to increase his business. It has been realized that the safety and the profitability principles are opposite to each other. The safest securities earn little profit and vice versa is also true. Therefore, the investment department has to establish a proper balance between the safety and profitability. However, there are certain securities where the safety and the profitabilities are fully observed. Gilt-edged securities, national defense securities are some of the examples of such securities. Now move to liquidity. So it represents convertibility of investment into cash without undue loss of capital. The principle is essential because of immediate requirement of money for payment of claims. A rough estimation can be made of the payments of claim, surrender values, policy loans, and regular expenses. Funds should be invested according to the requirement of the insurers. For meeting the daily outflow flow, it is not essential to keep maximum amount in cash or in readily convertible security because a vast inflow of cash is observed in form of premium return on investment and sale of securities. Next is diversification. Diversification of investment may mean spreading investment over different channels. The spreading may take place in the following manners. Number one is diversification on the basis of geographical distribution. Distribution of the portfolio over the different economic enterprises of the country, political changes and time. Next is diversification may be according to number of investment in a security and maturity of security and duration of the security. Next is the distribution of funds according to industries, firms and sectors. So the diversification provide maximum security with high yield and better liquidity provided. The diversification was done taking into account all of these factors. Do not invest all the funds at one place in an industry in a security. Investment should spread over the widest possible range to minimize unfavorable consideration and to gain favorable advantages. Under diversification, the law of average reduces the losses to minimum. Next is increasing of life business. Investment should also be made in those sectors which are going to benefit the business in return. Naturally, the social objective principle help in increasing the business. For example, the life funds, if utilized to finance the scheme of housing, sanitation, medical and education, it will go a greater way to lower the mortality and to increase the standard of people. Decreased mortality and increased income cause more business to insurer because the lower mortality tends to reduce the rate of premium, which increases the business. Higher income induces person to get more policies. Next is suitability of various types of investment. So there are various types of investment having own advantages and disadvantages. Skill and sound judgment may influence the result. So number one is government securities. Government securities are deemed to be the safest securities in the senses that there are no substantial fluctuation in their values. The return on these security may not be higher. The foreign government securities are not much favorable due to fluctuation and political condition. The social objective principle is also fulfilled by these securities because a stronger government can look after its masses. Second is industrial securities. The shares and debentures of business and industrial units are included in this category. The rate of return on these securities is comparatively higher than the return on the government securities, but the safety principle is not so much applicable. There are also desirable investment for fulfilling socio-economic purposes. Maximum diversification of investment, industry-wise, nature-wise and sector-wise, etc. is very much possible. Next is mortgages. Mortgage means when we take a loan from a bank or some financial institution, so we mortgage our some immovable property. That is mortgage. So loans are generally granted on the mortgage of buildings and lands. Adequate rate of return is observed on such loans and there are sufficient scope of diversification. Moreover, these loans are relatively expensive to initiate and to service. The marketability of such loans is also doubtful, but a mortgage loan carrying a provision of amortization whereby the loan is entirely paid off in a particular period are perfectly satisfactory. Mortgages are a specified form of investment and as such need skill and experience in their management. Next is real estate. The purchase of land and building is included in the investment in real estate. This is not a proper investment for insurer because there are huge fluctuations in the prices of real estate. Moreover, the real estate doesn't guarantee a constant and higher income apart from the lesser marketability. Therefore, the insurer has only as much real estate as is needed for his own requirements, that is, for opening offices. Investment in real estate requires specialized knowledge. Next is policy loans. Policy loans are given to the policyholder against the security of the surrender value of the policy. The amount of loan and interest thereon will not be more than the surrender value of the policy. The loan, if not paid, can be taken over from the amount of surrender. The rate of expenses in handling such loans are very high. However, this is an important investment as it improves business and customer relationship and provides facilities to the policyholder. Last is other assets. So the funds of the life insurer may be invested in the business itself in the shape of cash, machine, furniture and properties, etc. These investments are as essential as other forms of investment because they assist in smooth running of the business. So that is all about the investment of funds. So thank you so much. That's all for today.